Good evening, one and all, and welcome to another edition of Cop Talk, Full-Time Sports Network, here with my tremendous panel. Let's say good evening, Dr. Blake. How are we doing, sir?
I'm well, man. I'm well. How is everybody? And let's have a great show tonight, man.
Yeah, man. I must say, I'm loving that top as well, Doctor, man. Loving that top. Lovely. Stoney, my brother, how are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good. And I can kind of echo what you just mentioned about Dr. Blake. They look like he got the new contract at Liverpool and never tell us nothing. But that's all good, man. I like the man.
Trying to get in football shape for the year, man. Trying to get back. It's been a while.
Mr. CW in the chat room. I love that, mate. Says even to the best Liverpool fan channel out there. Loving that, CW, mate. Telling you. Thanks very much for the support. And yes, all is good here. All is well on all fronts here, man, I must say. Especially with the way Liverpool are going right now. All is definitely well. Top of the league in a cup final already, and it's not even February yet. I say, man. Can't grumble at all. VW, big shouts goes out to you, my friend. Nice to have you on board, sir. So, gentlemen, part two, leg two, second half, as some people might call it, of a very interesting cup match, which I think most of us knew wouldn't be a walkover, wouldn't be a breeze in the park. And as we all thought, Fulham at home, they're going to be up for it. But, you know, once again, boys managed to rise to the occasion, man. So, I'd say, Doctor, man, tell me, what did you think of the boys' performance?
So it's interesting, right? You know, sometimes we play well and the other team plays bad. So sometimes you got to judge your performance by how like the other team plays. But I just felt Fulham, like they actually played really well. However, our level was just different. Klopp in the week, I think it must have been last week, was speaking about our counter pressing, and he basically said that he noticed from the Man U game, although obviously we didn't do well with the ball, but our counter pressing was like next level. And I just felt yesterday we just completely dominated that game at key periods. And if we'd had a bit more quality in the final third, then like it could have been easily 3 or 4-0. Like in many ways, it was comparable to our game against Arsenal in the fact that where we didn't take our chances, it then gave them like opportunity to then kind of show a bit of quality and make the game competitive. But I just thought, yeah, our actual level, the counter pressing, the way we were moving the ball, our like defensive shape, some of the individual performances. Shout out Gravenberch. I've been on him, but I just thought what he did off the ball yesterday was super encouraging. I just thought it was a really good team performance and kind of showing that indicates that we're going to like do bits this season because we just seem ready as a team. Like we're just ready now, innit? Like it don't matter what the ground, the occasion, like who's playing, if it's Bradley at right back, if Trent's back, if Gravenberch's in midfield, if Elliott, if we're having to put Cody right wing, like the team mentality is just focused. So for me, it was a really encouraging, game to be fair.
Okay, Stoney.
Yeah, I can only echo what Dr. Blake said there as well. I think it's something where we're seeing the strength and depth of our current squad. And I know on previous shows, if we're thinking about last season and the season before, I think one of the things that we've possibly been concerned around was the declining age of our midfield. So we're able to see how that's been completely transformed this season as well. I think for me, what was really nice from seeing the Fulham game was a continued performance from Gomez. I think now he's probably played every single game from, I'm sure I was looking back at some of the stats, and I think he's played every single game from November at the moment. And that's whether that's been at right back, left back, or centre back. So, I mean, I know our main focus here is on the Fulham game, so it was really nice to see another solid performance from Bradley. Switch inside for Elliott. I think against Bournemouth, he played on the right-hand side of the three. This game, he played on the left-hand side. Similarly with Diaz, He played on the left-hand side for us, his normal position against Fulham. Bournemouth, he played on the right-hand side. But yeah, I just think it's just really nice seeing the way that we're playing, the partnerships that's being developed, and the continued trust in obviously seeing Kwasi obviously played at centre-back for us this game, and obviously Bradley as well. So, I mean, there were so much plus points. As you said, the bigger part is just seeing our academy players and now actually getting game time and not looking out of depth. So that's where I think I was really happy from in the Fulham game. Also, as well, in a side note, I know we played the back-to-back games against Fulham. I really want to see how Paulinho played against us. I know we spoke in previous shows about Paulinho, how he's played, whether he fits the profile of player we wanted. I know he's got the extended contract already at Fulham to, I think he's got into 2028 now. So I thought it was nice seeing how he fared against Liverpool. And you know what? Our midfield's kind of nice, you know. So it's good that he got the contract at Fulham, because I don't think he'll be getting in for us. So yeah, just a lot of plus points in that Fulham game. A lot of plus points.
Okay, so VW says that this team is very perplexing. And then CW goes to say it's been all right rebuilding season. Glad Liverpool are saving my football season. Don't want to talk about my embarrassment of a local club. They're doing far better than they should be. Sometimes don't look great, but they're just strolling. Vinny says, what I'm saying is we seem well ahead of schedule by at least 1 to 2 seasons, in my opinion. And that Klopp and the whole backroom staff and all those in executive positions need a pat on the back. Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with Vinny there, just because I feel for me, it's probably one of Klopp's strongest seasons so far as a manager. I just think, yeah, his in-game changes have been leveled, because in my opinion, I used to always think, and maybe wrongly, that I thought the weakest part of Klopp's skill set was his ability to change the game. I often just felt that our plan A was brilliant, and if that wasn't good enough, then we didn't seem to change things, or I'd be screaming at the TV thinking, Klopp, make a sub, 75th minute to change. Whereas this season, he's changing around the players early, the subs are earlier, the tactical tweaks happening at halftime if they need to. So I just think, Klopp's performance as a manager this season, I think, has been like top draw.
No, definitely, I'd agree with that. We still don't get the credit we deserve. We started playing youth because of injuries, and they're gelling. The rest of the league should be scared, very scared. The club is looking very strong. I hope Stoney doesn't turn into AFC TV tie, keeping everyone and not selling anyone. I just need to make sure that's not the case. Okay, so you've mentioned a couple of them players there already, which I was actually going to pick on, and definitely one I'm going to pick on is Bradley again. So Bradley, player watch, his performance yesterday.
So I think what I'm trying to do is not get carried away by some of these performances, because I always just think balance, right? I always think balance. Kwanzaa, I'm sure we'll talk about, he really throws it off. But Bradley, again, I just think every game he's played in has been a difficult game. He's been up against a difficult team, a team with momentum. If you think about the Bournemouth game, that their wing is super tricky. Bournemouth's a hard game to win. He's had really difficult opponents, but yet he just shines. And what I like is it's almost like he seems to get better as the game progresses. Like he finds his rhythm, and then he just seems to just grow, and like he just grows into the match. And I just think in terms of the skill set that he's shown so far, he's quick. He seems to be a powerful runner, and like he's also got like a good change of pace as well. In my opinion, he's probably somewhere in between Trent and Robbo for pace. He's probably not quite as quick as Robbo, but he's faster than Trent. And if I think about yesterday, There was times when he was going on the outside. There was times when he was kind of inverting, and he's just showing a real elite level of, I guess, variance like to his skill set. And just like at this point, I just want to say, like, are we even missing Trent?
So,
Like,
marks out of 10.
Bradley, from what, yesterday or
Yesterday? No, for yesterday.
8.
Okay.
Because I'd say William's probably one of the most informed left wingers in the league.
So, just quickly before we move on, so what's about the way he got popped for the goal?
So, again, not concerning, because sometimes. So, who did it? It was Harry Wilson, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes when you're used to a player, when someone's played against you, so Harry Wilson would have been that. So Harry Wilson's what, about 24 now, 25. So he probably would have seen Bradley as like a younger player for him. So sometimes certain guys, when you're older, you feel you've got confidence over certain players and the rest of it. And also just think sometimes you're super used to then playing against wingers who then are right-footed. Whereas the fact that Harry Wilson's left-footed does something that most left wingers don't do anymore. Just think, it was a good piece of skill. Like it led to a goal. So sometimes look like players make mistakes, but for me, like I don't see it as concerning at all. I guess I was more interested in how he locked down Martinelli, lock up. So like any Arsenal man talking about Martinelli this and Martinelli that, the man comes on and shut him down. So for me, it's these things that I'm more looking at, like Martinelli shut down, William in form shut down. So him getting beaten by one piece of skill for me is not concerning at all.
Okay. Stoney.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. It's all positives for me from Conor Bradley. I think he's played 4 games in succession for us. I think the first game that he played for us was the Arsenal game. He probably played about 20 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes, I think, in that game. But after that, as he said, he's played the 3 consecutive games. I think he provided one of the assists in the Bournemouth game as well. I'm not too sure how many games he's actually played for Northern Ireland and how much that's obviously supported.
It's either 9 or 11, I saw, something like that.
Cool. So hopefully that's obviously contributing to his development for us as well. But what he's done, he's actually I think he's actually seized that opportunity to play a right back. We all know it's a privilege to actually play for Liverpool, and there's going to be amazing performances. There's probably going to be performances where he probably doesn't play at the level that he wants or that the coaching staff expect. That's all part of the development of a young player. But he doesn't actually seem out of depth. And as Dr. Blake was saying as well, he was up against a seasoned international player in Willian, who's actually played at a high level. He's obviously played for Brazil as well, international level. And he just doesn't seem out of place. I think the nice thing about Conor Bradley obviously playing at right back, he's obviously had different partnerships with defenders. So the right side is centre back. He's had different partnerships. And he's also had different partnerships on the right side of midfield. And if we go further up top, with Salah being out, he's had different partnerships up on the right side of the forward position as well. So for a young player to actually make a seamless transition from the academy up to our first game, as he said, play 4 games in succession, high profile games, I may add as well. That has to be a positive contribution to him. So I'm pleased with Conor Bradley.
Stoney, I think that's an excellent point, because typically players excel when there's a synergy on the pitch, right? When you know who your right winger is, who your right-sided player is, and the fact that, because what Arsenal, he comes on, it's Diaz right wing, and who's in our right-sided midfield at that point in time? It would have been Clark. Sorry, not Clark. What's the young player?
Curtis.
Nah, the one who's also making his academy. It's Clark, isn't it? It's Clark.
Clark. Yeah.
Yeah.
So him and Clark both came on against Arsenal, basically.
That's right. Yes, they did. Yeah.
And then Bournemouth, it would have been, he was right wing. I swear at one point it was Elliot, then it was Gravenberch was in midfield, and Elliot was in midfield. Then Jota's gone right wing. So you're right, Stoney. He's literally had to play with numerous partners in each game, and he's just doing his doing his thing. And if we accept that in terms of defensive work and off the ball running and that, Szoboszlai is the best in terms of like for the right side of the midfield. Then imagine when like Szoboszlai is back and Mo's nailed in just to cover then that he's going to get then. So yeah, like ratings to the guy, man. And like I said, he comes against Arsenal where Martinelli has skinned Trent twice. You know, back in the day we used to play if it was FIFA or Pro, and the player would have that like red arrow, like when they were buzzing, yeah. Martinelli's arrow is red. Like, he thinks he's the guy in it. And then shut down, innit? Like this ain't a player who weren't on form. Martinelli thought he was the guy. Bradley comes on, shuts it down. That's why I say, ratings to the kid.
100%. I agree with that fully. CW says 8 for Bradley, would have been a 10, but for the Fulham goal when he got done and looked like he went for a hot dog.
They killed him still. He did kill him.
Yeah,
Do you know what? It was the same skill that Neto done against Gomez for Wolves.
Yeah.
Literally kind of like
the body shape was nice.
Isn't it? The little fake and then the bringing it vertical inside and
Okay. Stoney, you're going to start you off on Gravenberch.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those. I think when Gravenberch was actually purchased as well, I think, and I know this person's obviously tuned into the show. So when we purchased him from Bayern Munich, my knowledge of him wasn't as extensive as I would have liked. But Vinny was on the show and Vinny was speaking about Gravenberch and what he would be able to provide to Liverpool. So, you know, he can play in a series of positions, obviously that central midfield position, and obviously that CDM position as well. Similarly with Gomez, Gravenberch has probably played in all of the games from November, all well be it that I don't think he's actually played a full 90 minutes. He's probably played, 57 minutes here or there. What's probably worked in Gravenberch's favour is we're not solely reliant on him actually playing every single game. I mean, I don't think he's had a pre-season with us, in fairness. So I don't think we're going to see the best of him until next season. But I also think that's going to work in his favour. We're obviously seeing him playing, as I said, in a series of position in midfield. And I think, there's no rush with him. Similar to Gomez, he's come in. We know that what he's capable of doing. And I still think once he gets that pre-season friendly underneath his belt, then we'll see how good he is. And as I said, bearing in mind, what is he? I think he's like 21.
21.
So there's no rush. There's no rush. No rush. As I said, it's one of those things as well, because he's played in a series of positions in midfield. I'm still not too sure which is the best position for him. Could he possibly play as a number 6 for us at some stage? I'm not too sure. I know he's played in that CDM position for Bayern Munich, or is he going to be one of the number 8s, either on the left or right hand side? But it's nice seeing him, as he said, slowly settling in. And the future, I think, is extremely promising for us with him.
Okay. Doctor.
Yeah, Gravenberch. I think potentially he has the ability to become one of the best midfielders in the world. I think his overall skill set is extraordinarily high. But at the same time, I also think for him to realize his potential, I don't think it's going to be a seamless transition for him. And I say that in the context of, I've been watching him for a while, and there's certain things that I've been a bit frustrated by when I watch him play. And yesterday, I'm glad to say, was the first time. But for me, it was his best performance for Liverpool, because I just think, look, we know he's got an incredible first touch. We know he can take the ball on the half term and duppy man like he did to Rodri against Man City, which led to Trent's equaliser. We know how good he is with that. But what he's been lacking for me is his off the ball work in terms of his defensively, in terms of his defending, interceptions, presses, and he's just lacked a bit of aggression. You want to say, bruv, you're 6'2", 3. You can literally be like a Vieira, but with a bit more technique. Like, you've got the ability to really dominate. But I just think sometimes he lacks a bit of aggression, and I see him pulling out challenges. So I thought yesterday was his most complete performance in terms of doing the things that will get him into the side more. I feel like he was a lot more responsible in his positioning. He wasn't getting like ahead of the ball too much. And then when he gets the ball, obviously, like, he's always going to do bits with it. But I just thought that, it was a much more complete performance by him. And to Stoney's question as to where does he end up playing, I just think he's super talented. Like, I think the guy could be a number 10. I think he could even probably play in the front three. I think he could do a lot. But I just think fundamental to his development is going to be him really getting a sense of aggression and working harder. And I think once Klopp gets into him, then I think sky's the limit. But I thought yesterday was a real step in the right direction, because the first Fulham game, bruv, apparently it was something like he made 10 attempts to win the ball and he only won 1. Shocking. There was bare gaps in my midfield. Yeah, and I think sometimes you want to say to him, "Come on, Ryan, like the skills and all that, that's great, but you've got to show a sense of application." So I thought yesterday was like really, really positive.
And you're right as well as with that, Dr. Blake, and as well. If he does play more of an advanced position, and that's what I was saying, it will be interesting to see whether he plays as a number 6 or the number 8. So as you mentioned, the number 10. But even if, I mean, stats can sometimes be misleading, right? But even if you look at when he was at Ajax, he was at Ajax before Bayern Munich, historically, even like he's from a midfielder, his ratio for assists or goals, it's so low. So that's why I'm thinking in my own head, I wonder what position he'll actually play for Liverpool, or I wonder what position Klopp and our coaching staff we'll be able to develop into playing. And as you said, if it's something where we can look at him and he starts scoring goals, then that could be fine. But I don't think as a midfielder, he scored probably more than 5 goals a season from midfield. Maybe that's not his skill set, or maybe he hasn't been coached into that area yet. But either way, as I said, it's promising. We've got a young player, and we'll just see how he features for our club.
I think
I see him like. I could see him like, and what Klopp sees in him as well. He's probably sees him like a bit of a Ginny. He's got the legs, he's got the touches, he keeps the game. One thing I love about him is he can run all day, and I think Klopp likes that as well. You know what I mean? He can run all day. He's up and down. Like you said, he's got good ball retention, good skills, and whatever. And I think that's the kind of play he's coming in. He's not outstanding going forward or whatever, but he's that. He's a piece in a jigsaw, basically. You leave that for other guys. You just do this and leave this for the other guys. I also believe he's going to get better with time. And like we've spoken about before, previous on the program, other players have come in and we've given them time to bed in. Yeah, they've been benched and whatever. He's been thrown in a lot more because of the situation that we're in, basically. So I think that's that will take its toll. But I do believe, from what I can see, you can see he's a baller. So he will come good for me.
Great talent, and
So I can see.
I think what it's weird with him, because I think you could literally coach him into doing a number of things, because I think Stoney's right. His stats aren't great in terms of scoring goals and creating goals, but I just think he's got a rocket shot. He makes good decisions in the final third. Like, it's rare that when he breaks, I think that he makes like the wrong decision. Like, he's got vision, and what I like about him is certain players that we've had who are heralded as being famous for setting standards. I won't say anything more than that. But certain of those kind of midfielders, it's almost like they decide what they're going to do before they get the ball. Gravenberch, I just feel he gets the ball and he does something. And depending on what then happens around him, he then makes up his mind. I just think his vision is dope. If you give him a late run, I think he's going to see it. If there's no run, then he's going to drive. If there's a simple pass to the left and there's no run, so I just think he's got the ability to move the ball and have a real sense of vision about just what's happening around him. And I literally think this guy could be a serious.
Definitely. Gonna say a massive big shout goes out to Mr. R&B, Mr. Tabrice. Nice to have you logged on, sir. And a big shout goes out to Big Teach. Nice to have you logged in, my brother. Blessings, man. VW says, if we get a couple of trophies this season, or if we were to win just the league, I would say it would be potentially Klopp's best season for LFC, just because this has been a huge season of transition and the amount of injuries that we've had to contend with.
Agree with that. Agree.
I'd agree with that. Gravenger's best performance so far, but still lacking a few things. He's like that wife around the house that one day does stuff around the house, and next day lazy as an old dog.
Is that CW?
Yeah, it is.
Who else, man? Who else?
Oh, mate, I can't see the screen, but there's only one person who would say that.
Yeah, we can't see your screen either.
Oh, well, you won't be able to see my screen.
Haircut's gone now. What happened?
No. One is transporting back home. I'll be on screen momentarily.
Okay. No problem, son. Yeah,
I'm on the move.
In your own time, son. You know me, no worries, mate.
Well, as always, last week was a bonus for you lot.
I'm telling you. A bit of a shock last week, mate. Klopp hardly makes bad signings, people. Gravenberch will become even better. Only bad signings he's made, they shall not be named. Yeah, I know you're going to mention anyway.
Do you think Klopp's made a bad signing?
Huh?
I was going to say, do you think Klopp's made a bad signing? I don't think
No. He said he's not made. Klopp doesn't make bad signings, but he said there has been a few.
I don't think so. So he's going to say Keita, right? Because it's like he's always on Keita.
You know that.
But I don't think Keita's a bad signing. I just think sometimes transfers don't work out or players don't work out. But Keita was doing elite.
It was a bad signing.
Bad signing. Sorry, bro. Bad signing.
No, I don't
bad
think
signing.
So.
What?
Do you know why I say that?
And hold on, what's he done since he left?
Okay.
Pick up a wage check.
But then my thing would be this, right? Realistically, he's had terrible injuries, yeah? When we signed him, he didn't have any bad injuries. So it's not like we've signed a player who was injury prone. He fit our system. Enough teams wanted him. I just feel like sometimes the signing doesn't work out, but I don't think it was a bad signing, though. I think bad signings.
I tell you what, Doctor, you've got teachers started now.
No, I think
Gruich,
but then again, we signed Gruich for how much? £5 million. We made a profit on him.
Carriers. Yeah, go on. Yeah. That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
But it was Carriers
that one.
But was Carriers a bad signing, though?
No,
on the basis
that one.
Okay, was Carriers better than Milner?
That's a good question.
Who? The Mingele?
Yeah.
Nah. Sorry.
I don't think I just think some. So, you know what I say? Mason Mount for Man U, that's a bad signing. In that you signed a player that you've got no clear tactical plan for, and he doesn't fit at all with what you want to do. I just think Carriers that was a gamble.
Please, with what you said there, you weren't better than Mingele.
Yeah, that was Carriers good. I just think for $5 million, what did he cost? $5 million?
Carriers. Yeah, probably just under 4 because we got him from Mines, innit? I think just under 5, about 4.7 mil. I think we probably played for Carriers.
That was 4.6 too much.
Yeah, I just think you sign a keeper for $5 million, and that keeper then flops in the Champions League final based on what he's cost, and then where you've reached with that goalkeeper. Obviously, he was never good enough.
And that was more to do. That's more to do with the player, not Klopp. If anything,
I just think, Carriers weren't good enough. But I just think, like within that context, because when we signed him, had we made Champions League football yet? We hadn't, had we?
No, we hadn't. Because we signed Karius in 2016.
Again, Thiago. Okay, cool. So we're now very frustrated.
Based on his return.
Again, we're very frustrated with Thiago. However, we were so close to Thiago to completing football that season. We were 2 games away to completing football. I just think to say that he's done a bad signing. Obviously, he gets injured in the warm up for the Champions League final, then he still plays. Again, Solanke cost what, 7 mil with a tribunal, and we sold him for what, 21 million pounds. Is that a bad signing?
Yeah,
honestly, I just think players who haven't worked out for us, we've gone on to make profits on these guys.
Yeah,
for me,
and even like when you mention what is it? Did someone just say Guric? Did someone just say Guric? We nearly don't. You know what the good thing is? Whoever's mentioned Guric, if they can, whoever it is, because I didn't see who is in the feed.
It was Teach, I think. It was Teach.
Teach. Yeah.
If you have an opportunity, Teach, because I know we're live on the show, right? See whether you can find out how much it was. But I'm 90% sure that we double the money on Guric, because in the end we sold him for about 10.5 to Porto, you know, and I'm sure we only bought him for just over £5 million. So if you look at that signing, I'm sure we double the money on that.
That's it, Coca.
Hey, listen, bruv. There were some games where we were playing Corker up, we were playing Corker up front, Lord Jesus.
But do you know what with Coca? Remember, we probably found out afterwards that he had a lot of off-field things that were actually happening, and that definitely wasn't to do with Klopp. That was to do with this, and they used this word, his own mental health and stuff like that. So I don't think Klopp was really at fault on that one there, man.
Listen, Teach says, is this a profit and loss situation? I thought we wanted players to play.
Yeah, definitely.
It's about the money. It's about the game time.
Yeah, but I thought we were a club in development, right? So a club in development has to sign young players to then either be good enough or to then raise the value of the club by then making money from them. So I just think all these players that we've sold on to then make profits, this then contributes to where we are now. So I don't know. I can't think of too many who I think have been terrible, innit? Like the one who I would have said who was terrible was Darwin, but Darwin's been all right now. So
Mr. R&B looks like he's in his dressing room. Bro. He gets ready to go on stage.
You explain me, boy. Where are you? And why
I need to know what's going on.
Because you're flexing like you're in England from last week, whereas this week. So please explain why that minus 7 you are. Or you got minus 2.
Good evening, gents. Good evening, gents. I'm loving the content. I thought like I'll just come on for a little bit and like support. That's all I have to say. I'm not saying it. Anything more than that.
Okay. What is your agent told you that? Yeah. You don't speak anymore.
It's like that, yeah.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie though. That dressing gown looks hella warm, fam. Huh?
It does, isn't it? But the thing is, but he still looks cold.
Yeah. He's all like this.
Oh,
I'm in here thinking about putting a fan on, rude boy, but you're out there looking like it's a blizzard or something going on.
I tell you, this is how we know that since Tabriz has been away, that he's been stacking, because he's actually wearing a chinchilla. You know what in America them times.
It's them kind of peas man's on, brother. Them kind of peas. CW says allow it. Coca emergency target man, unreal 5-4 win at Norwich. Teach goes on to say development for who? Keita and Thiago, waste of wages. VW says Keita was meant to be a dynamo, ended up being Arnold from Different Strokes. Big shouts goes out to Mr. Biggie. Be nice to have you on board, sir. Tabriz looks like he's in Alaska. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I don't know, bro, but I want to be able to afford one of them kind of dressing gown there, brother. Trust me.
Better chat to Tabriz's agent.
So that's why he ain't been about, Stoney. You get me? That's why he ain't been about. We know he's been doing bare shows, man. That's a sign of new contract. Yeah, I see that. Okay, so we're gonna move on to up front now. And of course, I have to Darwin Núñez. Player watch.
Tabriz, go true, bruv, man. Try and warm up on Darwin, bruv. I know, like, blood still. Go true.
Well, you know, that's a that's a kind of great little segue. I am warming to him now. I think he still works on that kind of instinct type of play, but he has stepped up to the plate. He seems like I think from the kind of get-go, it always seemed like he literally enjoyed playing for Liverpool. If actually hear me out here, but especially after the 2 goals against Newcastle, I think he also found the love for the Liverpool fans, how like the Liverpool fans found love for him. And now with Mo being away, Trent with his injury, etc. And of course, there's been kind of talk about how he has to step up. I'd say the kind of connection between him, Gakpo, and Jota, especially in the Bournemouth game, just kind of proves now that he has now settled into the Liverpool shirt. Do I think there's a lot more refining to do? Yes, but how much do you want to refine someone that plays on instinct? I still think his best position is out left. But no, I have been impressed. And again, it's a kind of headache that Klopp would love to have now. Well, has and I can kind of see him probably getting 15, 20 goals in all competitions. So I'm actually pretty happy and see. Hopefully he kind of shuts my mouth and see I can eat humble pie for once.
Okay, so Teach says Darwin Núñez, he calls him Captain Chaos. He says that defenses hate him. VW says that Núñez is the personification of keep the faith. What's key? The supporters still sing his name and back him. Núñez is going to be a problem. Only going to get better. Hey, big shouts goes out. Creds, nice to have you on board, sir. Mr. RDR. Big up my brother. Evening, people. I still got hope for Núñez. What he does makes chances. One day, I think he will be that guy. Okay, Stoney, Núñez.
Yeah, I think I can probably extend on what you've mentioned, Artie, and what has been mentioned in some of the comments, really. I think as Liverpool supporters, we always keep the faith with any players that have actually signed for the club. I think Núñez realistically is probably going to be a 1 in 3 striker for us. As you said, what is he? So I think he's probably about 20. He's younger than Trent anyway. So I think he's probably about 24, 25.
He's about 24,
24, 25. Darwin Núñez. What he does is, and what I'm always impressed with him is, even though he may not finish as much as we would probably like, or he would probably like himself, he doesn't hide. He's always making the runs. He's always offering himself and making himself available for the balls. And as he said, you can't really ask for anything more than that. Whether he'll become as clinical as probably some of our real gunmen in the past, like Fowler and Rush and Suarez, he's a completely different type player. And I'll be honest, I can't actually see that. But there's still so much that he actually offers for us as a club, whether he plays centrally or over on the left. And and as you said, we'll just continue to keep the faith. But as I said, I think his best position, and that was mentioned before, was coming in from the left-hand side where he played for Benfica as well. But what works in our favour, the fact that he can play in a series of positions, it just keeps the opposition guessing. So, just continue playing Darwin and you'll get the goals for us.
Okay, Preds.
I'm on the Darwin Núñez train. Choo-choo! I'm on it because whatever he brings, whatever he does, he brings energy and he brings intent. He's a menace to defenses. And you know what? People keep going on about, he keeps missing chances. Let's get it right. He's not missing chances. Goalkeepers are making saves. that's a completely different spin on it. He's not missing chances. And furthermore, he's there to get the chance as well. And did you see last night, he ran the field of the pitch to defend.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. That guy is a class act, and he's just going to get better and better. And you can see, like, even the one where he's tried to head it across to Gravenberch to knock in. You know, it's just all it is, just a little bit of quality. That quality will come, and I've been always on his train, and I won't get off his train. I think the guy is absolutely fantastic footballer, great attitude, and listen. If he keeps working and keeps performing in the way he is, the goals, it's just a matter of time before the goals start flowing.
Be careful you don't miss your stop, Preds, yeah?
Why not? Well, if you miss a stop with Darwin, why? Listen, you know that you're going on this magical mystery tour, boy.
Might be on that fast train, bro. Doctor.
So, I was doing a FIFA career mode about 2 weeks ago or so, and finally had the money to sign Mbappe. So I sold Darwin. I was like, come out of the club, rude boy. I sold him to Man City. And
wow.
Yeah, because they had Haaland already in it. So realistically, he's not going to make their team actually better.
And what happened?
But the point is, I signed Mbappe and I miss Nunes because you see on the game, the guy's got power in it. He's got power. He's got pace. He's got a sense of physicality. And I just think, when he plays, we play better. If that's in his quality with the ball, what he does off the ball, how he just threatens defenses. Because even yesterday with Fulham's last charge, and when they were like trying to put pressure on us, I think if Darwin's on the pitch, that just don't happen. Because I just think if you isolate him with a fullback or a centre back, he's roasting them. And if I think about where he was this time last year, he wasn't being clinical. He was taking 10 shots a game. His link-up play was really poor. His pressing was poor. Whereas I think, like, right now, his link-up play has improved exponentially. His pressing is levels. And all it is just a bit of luck. Because I agree with what Pred said. I think he's missed chances where he's been unlucky. Like, he's gone for corners. It's been a great save. Like, there haven't been terrible misses. So I just think he gets a bit of luck, and I think his goal scoring numbers, they go through the roof. And I think if he can become clinical, then I think he becomes one of the world's best strikers. So, yeah, for me, Darwin's a must right now. He has to start.
Okay, so he says, I don't think he'll be a 25-goal guy, but he'll get enough goals and assists. That's VW. Teach goes on to say the best front five in Europe.
Strong case for that.
CW says, I love that from Nunes, to get him back defending like his life depends on it. Not like those who are like they're waiting for delivery parcel. So imagine Nunes and Mbappe up front next season.
Don't imagine that, because I saw it on FIFA. Anyway.
It didn't work for you. You're not Klopp.
You know what?
Remember that, yeah? You're not Klopp.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah. So
Nunes is a rough diamond, and we all knew Nunes is a rough diamond. Yeah. And it's going to take a period of time, coaching and games, to finesse that. And you can.
How long?
Well, listen. How old? Yeah, but how old is he?
24.
No, forget about how. Forget about.
No. You got to. Yeah, but you got how long? Okay, well, it's a case of look. He's an investment, and he is not. And I'll be very surprised if Liverpool, when they were buying him, thinking, right, he's a finished article. He's going to score bundles of goals straight away. It's never going to happen. Especially like he needs to be bedded in, and he, like I said, at the moment, people get insane about he's missing chances. Listen, there's some people, some strikers out there who's not even getting any chances. You know how hard it is to get a chance in the Premiership. And furthermore, like I said, like Doc said, he's either marginally missing chances or goalkeepers are making saves. But then, but the other thing is, he's creating, he's doing assists, he's working hard. I mean, look, everyone looks at the goal ratio because he's a forward, but then it's like we done with Bobby Firmino. we all said Bobby Firmino should be scoring more goals. However, what he brought to the team was priceless.
Yeah,
So
Bobby was still more clinical, and if Bobby went through on goal, you'd bet your house on him. Whereas Nunes, mate, you ain't doing that.
No, but would you with Bobby early in his career at Liverpool? Not really.
I'm talking about Bobby goes through on goal, or the ball comes across and he's in the 6-yard box. He's gonna stick that away. He's got that.
But how long did it get to that point where we're thinking Bobby's going to do that? Because Bobby weren't doing that when he first came to Liverpool.
You're not fair, but still, how long has Nunes been there?
Nunes has been there, what, 2 seasons?
Yeah, well, that's enough time.
Thank you very much.
But it's been part of a transition as well. It's like, I don't understand how. I know some football supporters are fickle, but seriously, it's not going to happen where sometimes it might not happen and it might not happen straight away, or sometimes there's a build up towards it. And Nunes is building up towards it. He's getting everything in regards to, he's getting used to the physicality, the pace of the Premiership. Then he's getting chances. When you're saying how long, well, he's 24 years old. It's an investment going forward. If he weren't happy, then what's the worth of going out and spending 60 million on someone? We might as well go and pay 180 million for someone who's a finished article, who won't do as much work than Nunes will.
Sorry, Stoney, because literally, I know that you've got to have your opinion about Darwin. I think Darwin is very similar to Wayne Rooney. Works very hard for United. Wasn't really a clinical striker. I think he had one season where I think he got about 26 goals in the Prem, maybe one season, but everything else he was about 14, 15. It's very similar to Darwin. I don't think you can coach or literally coach a striker to actually be a kind of finesse striker or someone that's going to be natural in front of goal. You've either got it or you haven't. Alvarez for Manchester City, he's a natural goal scorer. You can't teach that. But again, exactly what Doctor and said, and literally, I think everyone agrees in terms of what he kind of does off the ball. Definitely compensates, everything else that he kind of does. But also as well, you would expect every single elite professional to be working hard anyway. So I don't want to, that shouldn't be one of his characteristics. However, again, Willie can have the game time when Mo's around. Of course, Luis Diaz is doing pretty well. Jota is doing well. Gakpo is kind of now finding his feet. So he's going to be part of that rotational front 4 or 5. So obviously, Willie can get the necessary run of games for us to have I'd say a fair assessment in terms of his kind of goal to game ratio.
Question. I'm just curious because what everyone's going to say, and to Vinny and Teach as well. So Newcastle, we know, have got financial fair play issues, right? They've sold, who's the Paraguayan guy again? What's his name? Almiron's gone to Saudi, yeah, and Trippier's talking about going to Bayern, so they need to sell players. Would you essentially, take Isak over Nunes?
I know it. I know that's what he's getting with this.
Who replace who with Nunes?
Isak.
The striker.
No.
Tabriz is like, hell yeah. Look at Tabriz's face. Tabriz is like, Isak, of course I'm taking Isak.
Why are you talking like you're in Buckingham Palace, bro? No. Why not?
Interesting.
So Isak's pace, link-up play, trickery, and he's clinical. He's blatantly clinical.
Well, Vinny says not for me.
If you watch Newcastle games, he gets lost in games.
Absolutely not.
Isak's a finisher. Isak is a finisher. I give him that. He is a finisher. But in respect of his game at the moment, he's not involved in games. He's very sparingly involved. the game passes him by, and yeah, okay, you give him that one chance, he's clinical, but then with everything else, I wouldn't do that swap. Me personally.
Okay, yes, he's a finisher.
Everyone's a baller, mate. Everyone's a baller. You go on the beach, everyone's a baller. You go five-a-side, everyone's a baller. But what is a baller? What in actual fact? And this is what I'm talking to youth players at the moment about. I'm a baller. What is actually consists as a baller? Like, we play football. Like, let's get it real. What's a baller? Is it someone? A baller is someone who juggles the football and gives it all that, because they don't have a career in football. Ballers don't have a career in football. So what is a baller?
That assist that he created against was at Everton last season when he duppies like 3 or 4 man on the touchline and then passes it through and then Wilson scores it. I think the guy's a crazy talent. I think, I'm not saying that I would swap him, but I'm just posing the question because essentially he is on the market. So it's a case of, what do people want? Someone like Isak, who's got the technical ability to play in our team, might lack a bit of intensity, but he's got pace and he will finish his dinner. Or do you want the more power, pace, dynamism approach that Nunez gets you, but then he's more inconsistent?
I think you said it though. He lacks intensity. If he lacks intensity, he's not a Liverpool player.
So interesting.
Artie's saying, I'm taking Isak. The Breeze is taking Isak. Stoney, I'm not quite sure, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You definitely threw us a curveball on that one.
Curveball there, mate. No, 100%.
Boy.
Definitely did. Threw a curveball there. It's a hard one, and I don't think you're giving Isak as much props as he deserves, Preds, man. I think you're doing him kind of harsh. And I don't know what Doctor's term is, but when I say a baller, I mean someone who has a natural first touch. I'm not talking about juggling, who can beat players, who's a natural when it comes to the game. So like them things there, like you just said, we don't coach that into them. He's born with that. Them kind of man there is what I would say he's a baller, because he can play the game of football. You understand? Without looking clumsy. Them kind of man there. That's what I'm saying. So all them you talk about, all that juggling, that ain't no baller to me, because you can't do that in a match.
Yeah, that's true.
Apart from if you're on
Well, look, I think it comes down to a little bit more than, yes, it has great touch, yes, thingy. But then if you ain't got football intelligence and football management within the game situation, then all your first touch and anything you do technically goes out the window, because you can't keep up mentally and with the football intelligence.
I think he's got all that though, to be fair. And I just think to be the first Eastern African superstar in the Premier League, and you come by Sweden and there's nothing, and we've got a huge kind of demographic in this country, I think he's got something special. Like, in my opinion, I think outside of Haaland, he has to be seen as like the second best striker in the Premier, personally.
Really?
Yeah,
I think so.
They've been talking about it on TalkSport as well.
Now, who is it?
No joke. And what you know what they said? They said Haaland number 1, Isak number 2.
I think so.
And you know what, for me as well? He's even still doing bits for me in a Newcastle team that's struggling right now.
They're struggling, yeah.
They're struggling, and he's still doing bits.
And you don't get many chances.
If it weren't for him, they'd be in trouble.
I think Isak's a baller still. But
he's in there. He's in there, but he's not exactly firing on all cylinders. Where he's firing them and making them in the top 4, is he?
I suppose, yeah. As he said, I'm
like you're saying that he's a baller and everything. Well, in actual fact, what's he doing for Newcastle?
I think, as he said, that the question from Dr. Blake's thrown me off, and as he said, I need time to digest that question. That's why I'm really going to answer him. But I think in fairness,
stop sitting on the fence.
All right. Well, if I'll come off the fence, because the fence is just joking me up on my batty right now.
There you go.
I think he's probably played about 50 games for Newcastle. He's a 1-2 striker for Newcastle. He scored 24 goals for them. So if you're looking at someone who's a gunman in terms at the moment in the Premiership, then I suppose Isak has to be in the conversation. He has to be in the conversation.
He is. He's a gunman.
Tell him again.
Well, he's not in the conversation because Liverpool not in the market for him. So it's all hypothetical, isn't it? We've got Darwin Núñez.
Looking forward to the Man City game. Stoney said he has slept in the last days. He's worrying about the game.
This is good, and this is a nice comment. This Anthony Herbert. So I think Arsenal play. All right, so Liverpool play City. I think it's the 9th of March, and Arsenal play City. I think it's the 30th of March. So we'll see what the league looks like after that. And Mr. Herbert, we're still waiting for you to come on the show so we can speak about the Woolwich Wanderers, and we can have that conversation about your team. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Right. So Teach says he's adding him. Teach is taking Ishak. Mr. Fortnite said Preds needs a brand team. DW says me and Preds are singing from the same hymn sheet on Ishak. Oh, see,
so Teach actually wants to add him.
Preds is saying, yeah, I'm about the intensity and work rate, but Ishak is a player for sure. And had the football brain, it's a tough one.
See, because going back to what Debris was saying as well, it's a case of like, we're still we're all going to have different views as to where we think is Nunes' best position. Some think it's left, some think it's central. If you think he's best on the left, and I think there's still a question mark over Diaz, although he's playing better, then do you then see Nunes for the next couple of years as like more of a left winger who can play forward, and then Isak is your gunman through the middle who you know is going to finish his dinner?
Ishak is a killer, but Nunes is a monster.
Signs Isak. Isak plays through the middle more than Darwin does if Teach's manager.
I think the only way that we can resolve this issue is this, okay? This is what I think needs to happen. Dr. Blake needs to sign Isak on his football manager and tell us how he does at the end of the season and then get back to us. That's the only thing, Dr. Blake.
Now I did. And he's got 15 in about 12. Like he's killing it. Finishes his dinner.
Hey, but all right, you know what I'm saying that? Football manager, Darwin was the top goal scorer across the whole of Europe for me.
I can imagine.
Manager.
Sorry, on what? On Football Manager?
Yeah, he outscored Haaland, Mbappe, all of them players, bro.
Darwin does puts me on.
that
was under my management, by the way. Yeah.
Actually,
hold on, wait, hold on. So I can't believe so.
Okay, so for me still.
Wow. Okay, so literally, so now we've brought in AI as a. Is it a conversation?
It's 2024. You have to move with the times.
Yeah, man, stick it on. You've on Football Manager, mate. You got him in there. You put it on holiday. Let it roll. Let it roll.
No, seriously. He banged something. The first season, he banged some stupid amount of goals. It was silly. He was, them player of the season. All of that. You know what I mean? Yeah, come on. Outscored Mo. and Mo's a penalty taker. And he outscored Mo.
But you know what it is though? You can see Darwin next season hitting 30 Premier League goals, and then the following season hitting 12. I've
actually realized that anyone under 20 plays FIFA. Anyone over 40 plays Championship Manager.
No.
Football Manager. Sorry. See, I'm showing my age. I've said Championship Manager. Jesus Christ.
We're playing the real deal here. Football Manager. CW makes a good point. Says he's managed by Howe. To be honest, English managers are rubbish. Howe is just a better version of Southgate. So that's talking about Ishak. As we mentioned, I think Vinny's right. I don't think he fits into our style of play.
Newcastle are quite a aggressive team. Might they press quite a bit, or well, this season probably not so much with the injuries and that. But I'd say, like when we played against Newcastle start of the season, they pressed us, right? Like they didn't sit back and play on the counter. They got in our faces and made it difficult.
I think again with like everything that we're talking about, we are in a very blessed situation. Top of the League Cup final, and literally not even have probably having our kind of strongest 11, and then we are debating if Darwin can get another 5, 6, 7 goals and whatnot. Again, like we're in an amazing position to even have this type of debate.
Yeah, we are in a very good position. Let me see what Mr. Thought of the Day is saying with these stats here. Ishak has 1 assist compared to Nunes 9. Ishak is 28 goals in 38, and Nunes is 16 in 49.
Oh, so he's 28 goals in 38 performances. Hold on, he said 28 goals in 38.
Yeah, it's probably 28 goals in 38 games. I think he's thinking.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit more games than that.
28 goals in 38 games.
Not a career. Yeah, sell the whole team after one bad game. Craig says, yeah, AR manager. Crack it up. Yeah. It's 2024, bros, man. We have to move with the times. I'm telling you.
Hey, we're going to have to link up to play a game together, mate.
Like back
I don't know if man can steal my formation tactics.
What on FIFA?
No, Football Manager, forget FIFA.
Yeah. Listen, I'm all up for that, bro. I'm all up for that. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've been doing this thing. Trust me.
Yeah.
Been doing this thing.
Don't worry, Football Manager. Don't worry, Football Manager. We're plugging you. I'll plug you. No problem.
If it comes to FIFA, then you got to play my son.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Life. Yeah, my son. That's who you need to play. Yeah, trust me. He's probably up there playing now as I speak. Trust me. You think I'm joking, man? How can I be coming in from work at 3 a.m. and all I can is pass the bloody ball from his room? Yeah, I'm telling you, no jokes, bro.
Do you know what? What we have to do next week was based on Carragher's point, and we had a brief discussion like in our group about is Jota the best finisher we've had in the Premier League outside of Robbie Fowler. I think it's worthy of a big debate because that's been on my mind all week, man.
Jota the Shotter. Come on, you don't get that name for nothing.
Jota.
Seriously?
You know what? You know what? He's clever. He's a clever footballer. He's all round. You can see things are happening. And at the moment, every time the ball goes to him, I'm expecting something. But he's also got that thing about he's a fox in the box as well.
Oh no, definitely.
And the passing.
He reminds me, and that's some of the things like what you was talking about with Ishak though. He goes missing in games, and he's not doing nothing when he's getting the ball out wide. But let the ball come to him in and around the box, and the back of the net's bulging.
Boom.
And this is what counts. As his position is as a forward attacking player, he's getting numbers, bro. He's getting numbers. And that's very similar to like what Ishak's doing, what you was mentioning about Ishak.
I think Jota's ridiculous.
In numbers.
I think the guy's ridiculous. It's almost like if the ball falls to him, I expect him to score.
Thank you.
And I'm calm as well. Like I start celebrating already.
Yeah.
Whereas this,
I mean, yeah.
I'm like, please, Darwin. Unlucky Darwin. Next time.
Yeah.
I'm in the groups. That Slaughter's done it again.
Yeah.
He just,
I mean, the pass that he laid on for Nunes is for the first goal against Bournemouth. I don't know if you talked about Bournemouth game yet. Yeah. But like the chance, the movement and the weight of pass that he laid on for Nunes for his goal was simply sublime. And then him taking, he scored 2 goals, didn't he? Yeah. And the first one, it was brilliant because he's kind of air kicked it. He's done an air kick. It's kind of magic. I don't know how it is. It's spun. It's hit his hip, and then it fell in front of him, and then he's just smashed it. And then the other one where who was it who laid it on for him? It was just like
it was on Cody Gakpo, right?
Cody Gakpo, yeah. Who just the weight of pass that he gave him. There was only one thing Jota the Slaughter can do is just like, put your laces through it, kid. And look, he's getting better and better. And is he the best finisher? That's a very, very big debate. Very big debate.
It's Where have you big
No,
debate?
not the best finisher. Best finisher since Fowler.
Since Fowler.
Yeah, since
Well,
Fowler.
that's including Suarez, Owen,
Torres.
some gunmen there.
Yeah, you know, his advantage is though that Torres and them man there played essentially down the middle. He's doing that playing wide and down the middle, not just down the middle. Them man they played mostly down the middle.
See, my thing, because with Joel, it's just a case of it doesn't matter the angle or on what foot. You just expect him to bury.
Yep. You're surprised when he misses.
Yeah.
You're surprised when he misses. Yeah.
Like he's got a mad technique for striking the ball and keeping it low, and like it kind of like reminds you of like a bit of Jermaine Defoe the way he strikes the ball at times.
Low and hard, man. Low and hard.
Low, hard, and bang. But yeah, what a
But
play!
I loved it last night when Diop tried having him up and he just squared up to him like, bruv, what you doing?
Yeah,
Like, what you like? Yeah, it was like there were little handbags, and all of a sudden, Jota just went up to him like, "I'm not having it." And then I do believe that Jota sucked him in for him to get the yellow card. It was brilliant how Jota was dribbled the ball, and then just at that time when he was just about to lunge, he knew he was going to lunge. He just a little clip round and round him, got him yellow carded, and I'm like, yeah, listen. Diop just fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, and it was brilliant.
Further to your comment there, your comment, Teach says Suarez, the end. Simple. That's who he's called in the finisher, mate. Suarez.
It means where we have a debate. It is where we have a segment still.
No, 100%, 100%.
I think this could be a whole show. This could be a whole show where we can discuss that blatantly.
No, definitely.
But I think Teach is wrong though. I can't lie. I was thinking about this. Do you know what? On Sky Sports, they must have showed Suarez's goal against Newcastle, where he takes the ball on his chest and then he brings it down. He rounds the keeper and he slots it right. Now, of course. That is a goal Jota could never score. I'm not trying to put a cap on him. He just doesn't have that level of footballing ability. But is that being a great finisher or is that being a great player who can then do great things? For me, the finish is when you're through on goal. Like when you're against the goalkeeper. Like that's the finish. The play, bringing it down on your chest and all that. That's just being an absolute baller. So yeah, I think Suarez is the complete footballer we've seen. Or striker anyway. But it's finishing, I don't know. But as I said, I think next week we should get into it. Man.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
That might have to be a whole separate show because if we start that, we won't get none of the match reviewing.
I think Sturridge is in the conversation as well. I can't lie.
That's going to be peak.
I think Sturridge as well has to be in the conversation.
Yeah. Definitely.
And based on this show, Prince wants to include Darwin as well.
CW says Suarez for me as well. Still hurt by his exit, replaced him with Lambert. Oh my God.
We've done some nonsense, you know.
And you know what? That one move cost Brendan Rodgers his job, bruv. I'm telling you.
We've done
how you sell Suarez and then try and compensate by playing Ricky Lambert and then try to smooth it over by saying he's a childhood Liverpool supporter. So. No.
Nonsense, man.
Ricky Lambert. Listen, I don't even want to hear that name again. I try to forget things like that, you know.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Crazy.
But you know what like the great thing of being a fan is it doesn't matter what nonsense we do, you always try and justify it at that time, right? Lambert's a Liverpool fan, he's got 14 goals in back-to-back seasons, we need a physical presence up front. You always try and find a way to sell it. And at some point, you watch it, you think to yourself, we've just fucked up.
Yeah.
Massive. Fred says, any chance Jota gets, you think it's going to go in? Can't forget his heading as well, which is very true. Very good in the air for a short guy. If it's goals per minute, Jota, I feel, might be it, but Suarez was fire. Teach goes on to say, not even better than Sturridge. And listen, this is going to cause some controversy. We're going gonna have to find some time to have this conversation. I'm not joking.
Yeah, we will.
We might have to do another show, man. Trust me, because it's not gonna be an easy one. We're gonna have to, you know what I mean, set a little formation for this one, and pick out some names and then discuss them all. Look at some stats. You know what I mean? Yeah, for real.
Blakey, you put the cat amongst the pigeons there, boy. I tell you.
You know what it was? It was Carragher, and Conway must have mentioned it, and he was just like, thoughts on this, lads. And I was thinking, boy.
Yeah, Carragher mentioned. I think was it Carragher mentioned it on Tuesday. He's like saying about that, and at that time when he said it, I'm like, oh, that's a bold statement. That is, I don't know. That's a great conversation to have. So I look forward to have. You know what? I've got to do my research and come back to you with you lot, and we can have this conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you know what? We are gonna have that conversation. You heard it here, peoples. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Cop Talk will be having that conversation. Since Robbie Fowler, is Jota the Shotter the best finisher that Liverpool has had? Remember that. Think about it. Save the comments from now. I don't want no more comments from now. Save them. They're going to be needed later. Yeah, I'm telling you, they're going to be needed. This is going to be very, very interesting, gentlemen. So, upcoming next, we have Norwich, I believe. Yeah, FA Cup. I know Stoney would know probably. How are Norwich doing now?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it on the show last week. I think they're in a mid-table position in the Championship. They're obviously warranted in their position at the moment from reaching this position in the FA Cup. I think actually, I don't mind me saying this, they're actually below Hull. So we know what we think about Hull at the moment with our players scoring against Sunderland. I just want to see that little bit in me. But I don't. Look, we're going through anyway. I think for a lot of players who aren't currently watching Norwich, it's going to be a good opportunity for you guys to watch Gabriel Serrara. That's what I was saying. They got a nice little midfielder, and watch Jonathan Rowe as well. I think he scored 12 goals so far for Norwich this season. But they've got two nice little players there. Jonathan could either play up front. Sometimes they play the 4-2-3-1. So he'll either play as a striker or a player over on the right-hand side. And Gabriel usually just plays in just behind the forward, similar to how Firmino used to play for us. So do I expect us to go through 100%? Do I think it's going to be a good game? Yes. And that doesn't matter what team we actually put out. We're still going through. But it's going to be a nice game for us to watch on Sunday.
Listen, if I get a football job, which I probably won't, but if I do, Stoney, you are my chief analyst, bruv. You are my chief performance analyst.
Why did you think I asked him, bro?
Huh?
Why do you think I asked him?
Yeah.
Come on. That's why I asked him, mate. I said, yeah. So, gentlemen,
mate,
all right. So, what team are we putting out against Norwich then?
Probably not too different to the team that he put out on yesterday. With a few youngsters, have sprinkled a few youngsters. I hope Robbo makes an appearance because I know he was sub on yesterday. So I hope he makes an appearance. Whether he starts, I don't know. But you know what? It's just brilliant that, like, did we end up with 4 academy players?
Yeah. At
the end of the game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, that's unbelievable, and I think it's brilliant. And the more I'm actually enjoying seeing what these youngsters can bring, what these youngsters can do, and especially what's his name of the right back? Sorry, I forgot his name.
Conor Bradley.
I'm sorry. Like, okay, I think he probably got battered a little bit regarding Fulham's goal yesterday, but apart from that, he's been absolute sensation. He's been brilliant coming in, and you got Clark coming in as well. So if he can bring in a sprinkle of the youngsters with a sprinkle of experienced players, with a sprinkle of potential, yeah, I think that would be not too different from what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, because Cade Gordon made the pitch against Bournemouth, right?
Yeah.
And gosh, like, we had huge hopes for him, and obviously, like, we still do. Obviously, he missed literally like a calendar year out with, I can't remember what injury he had. So yeah, hopefully, like he gets some minutes as well, because he could have a massive future for us as well. Like he kind of does have a similar profile to Mo in terms of that out to in, more forward versus wide player. So sky's the limit right now, man.
Okay, and to Brees, what kind of team we putting out against Norwich, man?
Yeah, exactly what Prez said. Probably something similar. I would probably expect Becker to like play. But no, very similar. But again, like you don't want to rest your starting 11 too much, because again, ring like rust, match fitness, kind of getting kind of used to I'd say like a match environment. You don't want that much of a rest, but yeah, something very similar. Connor Bradley, he's like good, but let's not rush too much. We've all seen we've all seen like the Ben Woodburns and the kind of Harry Wilsons and Brewsters come through. But however, it's it is good that Klopp sees these players as kind of potential starters, but I'm not getting carried away too much. But yeah, something like similar to what Prez says, but we probably just include Baker in goal for me.
Okay. It was a quote the other day that went around from what Klopp had said, and one thing that we've been talking about when it comes to transfers, we was talking about centre backs. Don't know if you lot have seen it, where Klopp says that I hear people talking about the centre back. Don't think that we're not aware of that, but then when I look around and I see him training and I see him matches, Kwanzaa, basically there's no need for me to spend money.
I think if anything, that's a really good response from Klopp, and I suppose the other side of it as well. We mentioned at the beginning of the show, we still got Gomez, who can still play the centre back position as well. So even though Tabriz has just mentioned about Connor Bradley, and rightly so, that we still need to remain humble. Don't become too far fetched, because he's a young player. I think for us, we've benefited with the injury to Trent and Gomez obviously pulling over on the left-hand side, because obviously we had the injury with Andy Robinson, Tsimikas. Our strength in our squad has probably been a blessing for us this season. That extends on Kwanzaa. So as you said, so what have we got? We got Virgil, we got Ibrahim, we've got Kwanzaa, and we've got Gomez. 4 centre-back pairings. Is that enough for us to get back until the end of the season? I think so. Do potentially at some stage we do need to start looking at another centre back, whether it's the same young profile as Kwanzaa or whether it's another player from our academy. Then we'll look at that. But look, when he plays, he doesn't do anything wrong, to tell the truth, and if he does, it's still part of his development. So I think it's a good response for Klopp, and as he said, when he plays, I think he's a solid performer.
100%.
Yeah, I think with Kwanzaa
he's a boy.
I was just going to say, I just think it's going back to Tabriz's point about Bradley. I think with Kwanzaa, it's super hard to not get carried away, and I feel like I've been saying this every week when we have this show. I watch the lad play, and you think to yourself, okay, cool. What's form? What's you being a unknown entity, and what's just your actual class and your just level of ability? And I just think this guy's played left side centre back, right side centre back, difficult games. He came on against Newcastle. What was that for his debut when we were down to 10 men? He played against Spurs. He's played in real difficult games against Palace, Arsenal, when our build-up play was appalling and they just kept on countering us, and he was chance after chance after chance, and this guy just maintains composure. You think about the fact that he's got 2 assists for us now. He got a assist in the League Cup, then he got assist for the other day. So you're like in ball playing centre back, comfortable off either foot, can play through the lines, can switch the ball. He's got a range of passing when it's long. He can drive it, he can cut across it, reads the game. Yeah, I don't know. I think if this maintains, you've got to say that he's looking like one of the best young centre backs in flipping the world right now, bro.
Telling you.
It's levels. It's
Telling you.
levels.
100%.
And I just think we're a hard team to play for as a centre back, because at some point in time you're going to be on the halfway line and man are running off you, innit? And so you have to deal with some real shit in our team. And mate, he just sky's the limit. Unfortunately, on FIFA, like he went up to nothing still. So I put him on loan a few times and it didn't really improve. But I tried the thing. I gave him the time to try and develop. But
yeah.
I was pissed.
Yeah, I'm giving him the time too. Trust me.
Yeah, I tried. It didn't really work. But
I think Kwanzaa's he's had a good bedding in period. He's got fantastic pros around him who can learn off, and I think, like you said, it's hard not to get too carried away because it's almost like he's been playing there for a few seasons.
This is it. Yeah.
Like he's got the composure, and the real test is going to be when he's not had a really brilliant game or something's not gone great for him. What's his reaction going to be? Is it going to be one where he's going to struggle to come back to get his confidence back? But I mean, every game he's played, since every game I've seen him play, he hasn't been found wanting.
Yeah.
How old now? 19?
He's 20. 20 now, yeah.
20. So you got to think,
20.
At 19, he was being managed by Joey Barton, the flipping lunatic, racist, xenophobe, whatever you want to call him. So if your footballing education has coincided with you being managed by Joey Barton and you're still doing it right now, then you got a special kind of mentality, mate. Like, so, like you got a special kind of mentality because, mate, the kid looks dope.
No.
I mean, yeah. I mean, with Conor Bradley, I mean, that was like back to earth again after he got done for the goal. That was like a bit of a humbling. Like, okay, maybe he's not as ready as we thought he is, but he's done. Not to forget though that he's done it really, really good in the games that he has played. It's just that realization. Yeah, he's still got some work to do. But Kwanzaa, on the other hand, he's doing really, really well, and long may it continue.
So, Craig says 4-0 if Alisson is in goal. Against, we'll just it. Liverpool to win 3-1. That's what CW says. Gomez has been playing. It's great football and not getting injured. It's great to see. Yeah, it's hard not to get carried away with Kwanzaa. Very true. And he also says FIFA are clowning our youngsters. He plays it too. Just send your ID, doctor. Send on the ID. Get me. CW is saying Kelleher, Bradley, Gomez, Kwanzaa, Robertson, Clark, Jones, Gravenberch, Elliott, Gakpo, Gordon.
Can I just say
bit of a risk still.
Can I say that Gomez, by the way, I've shut my mouth on him because I was kind of, the jury was out for me with him. But the way he's gone and adapted and adjusted to being a left back, and then he's coming inside playing, and like he's doing things on the swivel. He's kind of getting the ball on the half cock. And
have you not seen he wants to score goals, bro?
Huh?
Have you not seen he wants to score goals now?
I know.
I'm shocked.
By the way, when I see him sizing it up, I'm still saying, please don't shoot. Don't shoot. Don't do it.
He's connecting with it well. This is the worst thing. He's connecting with it well.
Yeah,
like
listen,
I said,
listen, I am tempted to put a bet on because I swear we must get good odds on him scoring a goal this season.
What's happening soon? I just remember the season that we won the Champions League. Joel played for most of us in the group stages, and then he got injured. I think he got a bad tackle against Burnley.
It was.
And we had a very, if memory serves me, we had that Serbian club, was it Red Star Belgrade, PSG, and they were on smoke back then. Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria, they had like a really strong team, and also Napoli under Ancelotti. And I remember we played Napoli away, and I was just like, Gomez is looking like a little mini Nesta right now. Like he just looked absolute class. And I just think, when a player's confident and they get over their injuries and they're in the right environment, you see. Because I just think right now, Gomez has to be Players' Player of the Season right now. Has to be.
Has he scored a Liverpool goal? Sorry, I might just be a bit naive.
No,
he hasn't, has he? No.
That's why I'm saying the odds would be good, mate. Trust me.
Yeah, man, Gomez.
It's Gomez scoring the goal that wins us the league.
Oh, mate, that'd be epic. That would be epic.
And Craig says, I've put a bet on him a few times. Matter of time. No, what I'm saying is I'm not putting a bet for him to score in a particular game. I'm just saying he's going to score this season.
In general.
Yeah, in general, he's going to score a goal this season. You still get good odds on that.
Yeah.
For me, I just think Gomez has been one of the best players this season. In the league, full stop. I don't think he's just shown levels wherever he's played. Right back, look. So like he moves to right back and he puts in that great ball for Nunes. So he's got that crossing ability. From the left wing, he's defensively solid. Shut down Starboy. What's his name? Saka. Starboy, yeah? Starboy. Shut him down. He shut down every winger he's played against other than what's the Wolves' name again?
Neto,
yeah.
Yeah, but even
Neto's got no respect. That's his problem.
Yeah.
He's got no manners.
Other than that, shut it down. Centre back against Villa, shuts down Diaby and Watkins. He's like as Pred said, he's playing football now. When he comes inside, he's linking up the plays in the various roles. I think Joe is, I think he's one of the best. But
you can still see, there are still moments though when you see, Gomez, your defender. You know that time when yesterday he got the ball and you just charge through the middle of the pitch and you're thinking, go on, charge. Now what are you going to do with it? And he got to a point where he was like, okay, what do I do with it now? What do I do? He's still a defender.
I still feel he's going to score this season, mate. I don't know.
Hopefully.
Just you know what, Artie, put that bet on. I think, and this is me just being biased, I think Gomez's performances have coincided with us belittling him on our show and him now tuning in and subscribing to Cop Talk, because it wasn't until we was cussing him publicly until he decided to really if it wasn't for us, Gomez would not be the player he is right now. So
can I say is that the same thing for Curtis Jones as well? Because we called him a stripper. Someone called him
the backup dancer.
The backup dancer.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, man's not only playing really well, but he's actually at times skippering the team.
Yeah.
Curtis is immense.
Yeah, he's doing bits.
He is slowly but surely. I'm changing my opinion of him went down when he done a square pass against West Bromwich Albion when we lost 1-0. And you know when we was peppering them, and it was no one of those times when, you know what, if we don't score, they're going to go and score. And he done a pass where it was telegraphed. Don't do it, Curtis. Don't do it. Oh my God, he's gone and done it. And at that point, I was vexed on him. I did not have no love for him whatsoever. I'll tell you what, he's turned it all around, because now I'm thinking, you know what, Curtis, you're maturing quite well. And he's becoming quite an influential player as well on the pitch and off the pitch. So you know what, fair juice for him, man. You can see that's just testament that players, if you give players time and attention and support, they will grow and they will grow and they will blossom. So fair play.
As well, I just think sometimes we're a bit impatient with younger players, and I say that from the perspective of, I think Curtis is 22 now. At that. How old's Curtis? He's young.
Yeah.
22, maybe. And I just think, you look at Mane, Mo Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson, all these icons that we've had in recent years, for us to think to yourself, at 21, was you good enough to play for Liverpool? Possibly not. So, for the levels that we had currently reached. And I just think sometimes you have to just let players develop and let their talent flourish, man. Like, we are a elite side who was looking to win major trophies, so it's a high bar. Very quickly, Joe, if you are watching, when Stoney said we were cussing you, you need to take me out of that because I'm always giving you your plaudits as a South London nester. So rude boy, take me out of the we, just stating it, just like for the record, Joe.
Hey, Stoney, you see how people like to just moonwalk out of the conversation, innit? People moonwalk out and say, "Oh, not me. You was down on it. You was there. We were."
Fred is saying on Jones, he said he was cussing him, but he's been doing really well recently. Yeah, very true. He has. He's coming on in leaps and bounds. Long may it continue. And once again, I reckon that's a sign of what happens when people start to get regular game time. They can start to build up relationships, what you call it, catch a little rhythm going for themselves and whatever. And this is what happens, man.
Are you going to be? Is he not going to be like our longest serving player?
He is already.
He is, isn't he? Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah. Gomez is having an excellent season. I was ready to write him off, sell him, but I'm glad he's made a change in my mind. Yes, Bingley. You weren't alone, mate. Art Stoney, you weren't alone, bro.
That's when Stoney was drinking the cucumber juice, right? It was. I remember.
This cucumber juice, boy.
All right. Yeah, cucumber.
Fellas, I like. Oh.
Yes, cucumber meat. You're right, brother.
Yeah,
yes, people. Okay. We will be back next week and listen. I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. We are working on something, peoples. So yeah, if you are up for it, do get in contact and let us know. You can find us on Facebook as well. We have our Facebook page, Cop Talk. We are looking to do another show, people. So we do want some people to come on who say that they can do this part of the show and run another show. So we are looking to put out another show. Because just one show for a big team like Liverpool it's not good enough, man. It's not enough. You know what I mean? It's not enough. So yeah, and there's plenty of content out there. So if you do feel up for it, watch Chris. Chris's game, bro. Chris, we might have to watch it. We might have to edit your shows, bro. That's the thing.
Sorry.
We might have to edit your shows. You know what I mean?
Sorry, Artie. I think Credible just made a very good point, and yeah, like I know the show's moved on at pace today, but I think McAllister in the last two games, especially Bournemouth, like that was world class. I was just like, wicked.
No, he did bits, man. He did bits, and he actually started to look like a natural CDM in those last two games. I won't lie, he is actually starting to look like one. So yeah, big shout from me, man. Big shouts on them, definitely in the last two games. I must say.
Klopp made a good point. Klopp, it was Bournemouth because it was a Sky Sports game. Yeah, so I think it was Redknapp, Carragher. They were interviewing Klopp afterwards, and you can kind of see why we are so great as a club, because Klopp's footballing brain has come like Neo in the Matrix. Like he just downloads information. He's just got so much information in his mind, but he's basically saying with Mac 10, once the pitch is small, he can boss it. But it's when the pitch gets too big and our play becomes stretched, and obviously doesn't have the same kind of athleticism of certain other sixes. But once the game's tight and we stay compact, I thought it was unbelievable. I was just like, nah, Mac 10's fucking mad. So yeah,
football intelligence
as a channel.
He's got it in it, Brent. He's got it.
McAllister, best game was at Bournemouth. Yeah, I fully agree. So, peoples, do remember, like, share, and subscribe. We will be back next week. And hopefully in the near future, it will be twice a week, people. We don't know what day yet, but we are working on it, yeah? We are working on it. It's a work in progress, as they say. So, thanks for joining me, my peoples, I must say. Preds, mouth on a stick.
Good night and God bless. Be safe, people.
Dinner time for Preds now.
Just be in my office in the morning, yeah, so we can talk about your timekeeping. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Gaffer, come on, Gaffer. A verbal warning, mate. Verbal warning, so it's fine.
You're lucky it's hard to find goalkeepers, bro. Or else you'd be in some serious trouble. I'm telling you. It's some serious stuff, mate. Dr. Blake, my brother.
Great shows as always. Hoping the boys get it done against Norwich. And of course, we are back next week, Thursday, after we would have played Chelsea. So, yeah, man, let's just continue the positivity, and the boys are gonna like just turn up, man.
And Stoney.
Yeah, just closing this show. Just like to thank the panel once again for joining us today, spreading the good content. Appreciate everybody for tuning into the show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, we just look forward to returning back next week, Thursday, and informing you of when we're going to have this discussion about Jota and Suarez, because that
Not just
alone
Jota
is
and
going to be an
Suarez,
amazing show.
Jota, Suarez, Torres. There's a few names to be mentioned in there. Studge. There's a few names, man. There's a few. Trust. We're gonna put a list together. Don't worry, man. We'll be on there. We will be on there. Okay. Thank you very much, peoples. We are definitely gonna say good night and God bless.